Now, ever since Daisy Ridley appeared on the Today Show and seemingly defended fans and really spoke up about the entire backlash situation and how a lot of people in the media are getting things wrong, we have seen many correspondents pointing out the fandom that they believe that fans just don't want to see a woman shape Star Wars, period, or they don't want to see a woman star in a Star Wars movie and/or TV show, which is not the case. What fans have a problem with is how you have directors out there like Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy that really make a statement that actually comes off like a woman who never shaped the franchise, never directed it or anything like that, or never starred in a movie and/or TV show like that. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So, we know that Daisy Ridley was pretty much caught in a trap on the Today Show, is basically what it came across as, right? We knew that multiple correspondents on there were asking her questions about the new Jedi Order film, aka the Rey Star Wars movie, asking her about the situation of how she feels of how there's a lot of people out there that don't want women in Star Wars or don't want women to create these Star Wars projects, which, like I said before, is not really the case. But she basically did not take the bait. She was very smart and really went off script about what she wanted to do. Let's discuss. Now, there's a lot of things going on here with the whole Rey movie production. There's a lot of shakeups happening over at Lucasfilm, both, of course, due to Bob Iger's cost containment plan and creative differences, as well as the drama happening between Sharmeen, Kathleen Kennedy, and Daisy Ridley. Let's get into all of this. Now, specifically, alright, with the Rey movie situation ongoing, of course, downhill behind the scenes as Sharmeen Chinoy is beginning to fall into serious differences with those over at Lucasfilm and the Disney heads. One major development has to do with Daisy Ridley and her impact on director Sharmeen Chinoy behind the scenes. As it turns out, after Daisy Ridley appeared on the Today Show and defended the fans, there is much more to what happened that led up to this moment. A significant part to this situation is that Sharmeen Chinoy was furious with Daisy Ridley and even Disney after she decided to seemingly stand up for the fans and how everything was blown out of proportion when the media was basically blaming people, or the fans, as not wanting women in Star Wars, which is not the case, as Ridley is looking for a last-ditch effort to save her image. What's surprising here is that Disney didn't instruct Disney to deliver those answers on the Today Show. Not only was, of course, Sharmeen very frustrated with Ridley's pay increase for the Rey movie, but also just recently there was a serious shakeup at Lucasfilm, where Sharmeen was very upset and infuriated over the fact that Daisy did not stand up for the creators behind the film, including herself. Sharmeen has since been having issues with Ridley's unscripted PR move for the Rey movie backlash, and that both Sharmeen and Disney expected Disney to answer that question in a more direct manner that would focus on shaming the fans that have been speaking their opinion. This all comes in the wake of how Disney was having issues with, of course, with how Daisy was having issues, of course, with Disney's PR direction for the film, where she was previously instructed to answer to the fan backlash that would call fans out and essentially blame them directly. Daisy wanted to put a stop to this in a desperate move to save her image, and it's something that Sharmeen is already questioning Kathleen Kennedy about and questioning a serious halt for production of the film as they try to handle new PR moves for the Rey movie backlash. And though Sharmeen was fired and removed from multiple Star Wars projects over at Lucasfilm, she still remains, of course, for the Rey movie as a director. Now, already Disney is beginning to fall into damage control by running to Sharmeen to go on shows like The View to discuss the Rey movie backlash and the fans. Now, already Sharmeen's pay was decreased by Disney after Bob Iger's cost-cutting measures were applied to Lucasfilm, but found it extremely unfair when Daisy got a pay increase by roughly $5 million, bumping it up to around $12 million. This was the beginning of the shakeup at Lucasfilm, and the latest PR move by Daisy is creating a division at the company, and differences about how the film and the backlash should be handled on live television. In short, those like Kathleen Kennedy, Charmin, and many others over at Disney high up believe that the fans that have been outspoken and creating the backlash, essentially, Disney believes that those fans do not want women in Star Wars, and we're actually having a big problem with Daisy saying how that was all blown out of proportion. Now, Iger and the Disney heads are already running over new plans on how exactly Charmin will address the backlash instead, that will in the end only spark outrage and only, of course, won't help the film at all in the long run. Now guys, let me just stop here quick before we move on. Now, this is typical Disney behavior. It's typical behavior by Kathleen Kennedy, and not a big surprise and or shocker by Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. So in the eyes of Disney, in the eyes of Charmin, the fans that have been against the Rey film, that have been against Charmin's comments about it's about time a woman shaped Star Wars, that translates to how fans don't want to ever see women or females in Star Wars projects, or females directing or writing or producing these things. When in reality, I mean, that's not the case. As long as you got a great story, who cares who's in it? Who cares who's creating it, right? That's what it really all boils down to. And I think that Disney, at the end of the day, I mean, they're just really running into a phase where they don't even know what to do anymore with themselves. That's really what it's coming across like right now. They really begin to eat each other behind the scenes to the point where everything is mixed and matched and nothing makes sense anymore. So, moving onwards, Kathleen Kennedy reportedly also was upset with Ridley's response by watering down the Rey movie situation after Charmin made those comments about the film and how it's about time it should be shaped by a woman. Charmin is already demanding Disney that the PR for the film should be handled differently than what Daisy did by siding with fans, to an extent, since she believes that fans don't want a woman at all to shape the franchise or star in their movies. So again, I mean, Charmin has it backwards, Kathleen Kennedy's got it backwards, they all do. You know, the fact that they really had Charmin go the extra mile to make those comments, that's what really sparked the backlash by fans. And like I said earlier, the media, those over at Disney, Kathleen Kennedy, they've been taking it all the wrong way. And yes, Daisy Ridley has said some pretty dumb things before in the past, like how she never knew what a Mary Sue was, and how she thinks it's ridiculous that fans call her a Mary Sue for the character of Rey, stuff like that. But at least this was a smart move, at the very bare minimum, for Daisy Ridley to at least kind of get a grip with what Disney has been doing with Star Wars as of late, and pointing the finger at fans and taking things out of proportion. You know, she really kind of put it out there quite accurately that things have been blown out of proportion. The only thing that fans had a problem with was that Charmin was making it out to be that, like I said, fans want nothing to do with women, which is not the case, and that this hasn't been done before. Alright, we've had producers like Kathleen Kennedy leading Star Wars for, you know, multiple years now, and granted the stories have been trash, let's be honest, for the most part. We've also had female directors involved, so this is nothing new. We've also had Daisy Ridley star in a movie 3 times, so it's really nothing new to anybody. So overall, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.